Hello students, welcome back. Did you survive exam week? I know a lot of students have reports which, in my opinion, are even worse than exams. Hopefully you did okay in all of your classes, and I just want to welcome you back to yet another epic lecture. This is week 16 in our video lecture series. Hopefully you've already printed the handout. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, the first one is a verb. This is kind of a mixed bag of words. The first one is a verb. It means, well, please repeat after me. Deem. Deem. One more time. Deem. It means to think, to believe, or consider something. What do I have here? In Korean, deem is 생각하다 or ganjuhara. I think you know these words. For example, most people deem it wise to save money for the future. Most people deem it wise. What does that mean? Most people deem it wise. Most people think, most people believe that saving money for the future is a good idea. Let's see here. Deem, to think. Remember that, guys. It's a good one. This next one, probably you won't use it very often in conversation, but I do see it in text. It's a noun. Protocol. Please say it with me. Protocol. Protocol. Protocol, guys, just means rules, especially in a formal situation. For example, among diplomats. What do I have here? I wrote a couple of definitions. A system of rules that explain the correct conduct and procedures to be followed in formal situations. Official behavior and etiquette, as in a court of law or among diplomats. So for example, guys, whenever heads of state meet, there's a certain protocol that is expected to be followed. For example, I don't know, if you meet the Queen, I think you're supposed to bow like that. I don't think you're supposed to shake her hand. Anyway, protocol, very simply, guys, rules and regulations, especially in formal situations. What do I have here? A breach, so that means violation. This is on your handout, by the way. A breach of protocol at a summit meeting of world leaders can have serious consequences. A breach of protocol, so a violation of the rules. Protocol is expected to be followed in formal situations. In Korean, Weejan or Weeran. I'm not sure if my pronunciation's okay. Protocol. What is protocol? Very simply, students, in my own mind, just means rules, especially in a formal situation. And I don't always think about diplomats, but it does come to mind pretty quickly. Okay, this next one is a noun. Maybe you don't know it, it's not all that hard. Vestige. A little faster, please. Vestige. Vestige. Vestige, guys, is some trace, I mean small amount, or visible evidence of something that once existed, but is now gone, is lost. What is this? In Korean, ja choi, or hunjak. Students, do you know in Cambodia there is a very famous temple complex? It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's called Angkor Wat. I have an example on your handout, guys. The spectacular ruins of the ancient temple are the last vestige of the once mighty empire. Take a look at this, guys. This is Angkor Wat. And maybe some of you have been there. It's a temple, and it's been swallowed by the jungle. Vines and trees have completely taken over. And all that's left of the Khmer civilization, or the Khmer Empire, is this vestige. It's all that remains. What do I have here? So the spectacular ruins of the ancient temple are the last vestige of the once mighty civilization. Again, vestige, a small trace or visible evidence of something that once existed but is now lost or vanished. Students, if you've never been to Angkor Wat, I highly recommend it. It makes you feel like an adventurer walking through the temples. I went there in 2008, and it was a very memorable experience. Okay, let's see here. Students, out of all the words today, I think I use this next one the most. It's a verb. Please repeat after me. Orient. 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 Students, orient means to find out where you are and where you are going, usually by looking for some landmark or reference point. Whenever I hear the word orient, guys, I think about a compass. So let me make sure I get this right. In Korean, oh, this is hard. Jagi wi chi lo halda. So to find out your position and what direction you need to go in. So for example, sometimes guys, excuse me, I will come out of the subway station, but not the exit that I intended. So I'll come out of the subway station and, for example, let's just say Myeongdong. I know Myeongdong well. I'm not lost. I'll come out of, say, the wrong exit, and I'm trying to orient myself. So let's see. Namsan Tower is there, and Shinsegae is that way. So I need to go this way. I'm trying to orient myself. Where am I? And which direction do I need to go? To orient yourself, to figure out where you are and what direction you need to go in. Usually by finding some reference point. Do you guys understand? What do I have here? Our class has a visitor. Okay. Once more, guys. Orient, to find one's position in relation to new surroundings. To find your position and the direction in which you need to go. I'm trying to orient myself. It means trying to figure out where you are and where you need to go. Very simple. All right, guys, this next one, another easy one. It's a verb. Reimburse. Reimburse. Please say it with me. Reimburse. Reimburse, guys, has to do with money. Pay back some money. What do I have here? So, reimburse, to pay back some sum of money that has been spent or lost. For example, guys, when you go on a business trip, usually the company will reimburse you for travel expenses. Oh, sorry guys, the wind is blowing over my tripod. It's very windy today. Hopefully that's not making a lot of noise. You attacked me. So, as I was saying, guys, reimburse, pay back some money. When you go on business trips, the company will reimburse all of your travel expenses. For example, flight ticket, or if you're staying at a hotel, usually your company will reimburse you for the money you spend. Compensate or pay back that money. It doesn't have to be a company though, guys. If you and I are in the bookstore in Gyobo Mungo and maybe I don't have enough money, I might ask you, will you please buy this book for me? I will reimburse you once we get home, or I'll reimburse you tomorrow. This means to pay back that sum of money. Reimburse, 변상하다, or 배상하다. Reimburse, pay back some money. All right, this next one, a good one, it's an adjective, reluctant. Please say it with me. Reluctant. Reluctant. Reluctant means unwilling to do something, or hesitant to do something. What do I have here? Unwilling, holding back, disinclined, not willing or eager to do something. For example, oh guys, my mom and dad are divorced. Almost all of my American friends' parents are divorced. My parents got a divorce when I was very young, maybe 6 or 7 years old. And as I mentioned, most of my friends' parents are also divorced. And sometimes I will talk to my friends about that. And sometimes my friends are reluctant to talk about their parents' separation. They're hesitant to discuss the matter, which is okay. In Korean, 갈리는 마지못한 주저하는. I think they're all okay. Reluctant. A lot of my students are reluctant to do their homework. Just means hesitant or disinclined. Okay, going right along to the next one, guys. Easy. Adjective, simultaneous. I think you probably already know it. Simultaneous. The adverb simultaneously just means occurring or existing at the same time. What do I have here? Well, I have some examples, but I'm trying to think of a fresh one. So we are having class now, but there are other classes occurring simultaneously at the same time as ours. In Korean, 동시의. Is my pronunciation okay? 동시의. Scott Haven is simultaneously interesting and funny. Just kidding. All right, the next one, guys. An adjective, very easy. Finite. Finite just means limited. Hope you guys can hear me. It's windy, maybe too windy. So finite, guys, the opposite being infinite, not limited. Finite, having limits or lasting for a limited amount of time. So for example, guys, every computer has a finite amount of memory. Let's see here. There are only a finite number of possible answers to a multiple choice question. Earth's resources are finite. Oil, etc. In Korean, finite? 한장돈? Or 유한한? Interesting. 유한한. Finite. Can you think of anything that's finite? Maybe your patience is finite. What does that mean? My patience is finite. My patience is limited. Okay, this next one, easy. Adjective, skeptical. Skeptical. Skeptical just means slow to accept something that is true, or doubtful that something is true. Not easily convinced. So whenever I see former students on campus, they'll say something like, "Hi Scott, I miss your class. Your lecture was so interesting." And I'm a little skeptical. 이해했어요? Skeptical? What else? I'm just making this up, guys, but when I told my mom I finished my homework, she was a little skeptical. Maybe I wasn't telling the truth. So skeptical? 의심만은. 의심만은? Skeptical? Can you think of anything that you're skeptical about? Some people say we will have classes this semester, that is on campus, maybe in May or June. But for me, guys, I'm skeptical that we will have classes on campus. I think the whole semester will be online. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Okay, guys, moving on. All right, this next one, I think a lot of these are pretty easy. You might not be familiar with them. This next one is an adjective. Normally I introduce this in the fall semester. Please repeat after me. Eerie. Just like your ear. Eerie. Eerie. Students, it means spooky. Like Halloween. Strange in a frightening or mysterious way. On your handout I have some synonyms. Just in my own mind, guys, it means spooky, like a little scary. Gui Sunghan. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Susahan. For example, eerie. Oh, sometimes if you watch a scary movie, there will be eerie music, a little spooky. Or if you're walking through a forest at nighttime, an eerie forest, or an eerie sound, like children laughing in the forest. Okay, eerie, spooky. This next word is a good one. I'm not sure how often you'll use it, but it is a very good word. It's an adjective. Ajuman. Alright, guys, the vocabulary word is contingent. Please say it with me. Contingent. One more time. Please enunciate your words clearly. Contingent. Okay. Contingent, students? Something flew in my eye. Contingent means dependent on something that is not known. What do I have here? Dependent on something that is not yet certain. For example, I'm planning on having a picnic this weekend on Saturday, but our plans are contingent on good weather. So I don't really know the weather that far ahead, so our plans to have a picnic are contingent or dependent on good weather. Let's see here. I have several examples. Look at the fifth one, the very last one. A passing grade is contingent on student participation. I have on your handout. A passing grade is contingent on participation in class. In Korean, contingent, yabu에 따라, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Anyway, students, contingent, dependent on something that is not yet certain. Oh, I don't know, guys. I'm just making this up, but my travel plans are contingent on a vaccine being announced. 이해했어요? So, will I go to Europe this summer? Will I go to America? Well, that's contingent on the virus going away. 이해했어요? My travel plans are contingent on whether I'm able to save up enough money. Will I save up enough money? Not sure. It's not yet known. Dependent on something not yet certain. Contingent. It's a good word. Okay, next one, very easy. It's a verb. I like this word just for fun. Nibble. Nibble. Nibble means to take small bites. It always makes me think of a mouse. So here's a mouse nibbling on a piece of cheese. So cute. Nibble, to eat something by taking a lot of small bites. For example, cookies or crackers. It could be anything. As a matter of fact, students, literally, nibble means to take a small bite like a mouse or a squirrel. But in my mind, it's kind of a slang. For example, snacking. So if I see my mom is in the living room and she's eating something, I could say, "What are you nibbling on?" And it doesn't, in that case, literally mean small bites like a mouse, but I'm just asking, what are you snacking on? And it's usually some sort of small finger food, again, like cookies or crackers, potato chips, something like that. What are you snacking on? What are you nibbling on? Means, what are you snacking on? Taking small bites. In Korean, oh, very difficult. 조금씩 gala 먹다. Oh, very difficult. Okay, moving on. This one, I don't think is too hard, but it's harder than some of the other ones. It's a noun. Please repeat after me. Magnitude. Magnitude. Do you guys remember Titanic? It's kind of like that. Magnitude is great size of importance of something. Great size of importance of something. What do I have here? Trying to think. Students, I don't say this out of patriotism, but putting a human being on the surface of the moon, the magnitude, this is an achievement of great magnitude. It's an achievement of great importance. I'll say it once more. Putting a human being on the moon was an achievement of great magnitude. 이해했어요? Good. Trying to think of another example. Magnitude. Oh, I'm going to use a more simple example. Listen very carefully. Actually, cancel. I'm trying to think of another example. Magnitude? There's an example on your handout, guys. At first, the magnitude of the task, so it could be like a team project, a group project, the magnitude of the task seemed to be overwhelming for a group as small as ours. Do you guys understand that? So initially, the magnitude of the task, so the great size of the task seemed to be overwhelming. My papers are flying away. For a group as small as ours. What is that in Korean? Magnitude? Sorry, guys. I hope it's not too windy. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Magnitude? Gyumo? Amjangnan Gyumo Chungyodo? Students, trying to think of another example. In the early 20th century, when the first airplane, the first successful flight of the airplane, the Wright brothers made the first successful airplane flight, few people realized the magnitude of their achievement, realized the great size of importance of that first flight. Sorry guys. Today's a good day to fly a kite. Okay, I know you're getting tired. A few more and we'll be finished. Next one. Actually, let me just give one more example. Students, do you know the Hubble Space Telescope? I'm trying to remember when it was launched. Frankly, probably before you were born, in the mid-90s, I would guess. I'm not sure. The Hubble Space Telescope, it's a space telescope and it looks deep into space. Now, the picture I'm going to show you, there are no stars. All the points of light are galaxies. This is deep space. Mind-boggling. I know there's a reflection. Really incredible. I think that image is of great magnitude to look back into time. It's fascinating. Magnitude, the great size of importance of something. Okay, moving on guys. We're almost finished. This next one is a verb. Infuriate. Infuriate just means to make angry. To make very angry, enrage. So nothing infuriates my boss more than when an employee comes to work late. In Korean, gyakbun shigida. Did I say that okay? Gyakbun shigida. What infuriates you? Boring lecture? Boring professor? Yeah, different things infuriate us. Hopefully you're not infuriated too often. It's not healthy. Okay, last one, guys. It's a verb. Abdicate. Abdicate. One more time. Abdicate. You don't have to know this, but the noun is abdication. Means to resign or give up some office or duty. I wrote a second definition: to leave the position of being king or queen. Let's see here. All right, guys. Look at the third example. Of all of England's monarchs, so kings and queens, only Edward VIII was the only one to voluntarily abdicate the throne. Do you guys know this story? What is that in Korean? Barida? Pogihara. I know that word. Ajuma. Okay. Pogihara, abdicate, to give up the throne. It can also mean give up some responsibility. Students, take a look at this. Maybe you don't recognize him. This is Edward VIII, and he abdicated, I think in 1937. I'm not sure about the year. Do you know why he abdicated? He fell in love with an American woman, and he wanted to marry her. There they are. Nice couple. But he was told, you can't marry her. Well, you can marry her, but you can't be the King of England. And, as you know, love makes us do crazy things, so he decided to abdicate. Then his brother, George, that's Elizabeth's father, Elizabeth II, her father became king. And then when he died, I think in 52, then Elizabeth became queen. So anyway, Edward abdicated the throne. He gave up the throne. Again, it could also be a responsibility. So I will not abdicate my responsibilities to the university. In that case, we're not talking about a throne, just I'm not going to give up or resign my duties. All right, guys, we'll stop here. Hopefully you are able to hear me okay. Today it's a little more windy than I expected. I miss everyone, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye.